Hi everybody, welcome to My Guy Reviews, the podcast. This week's episode, we're doing a quarantine episode, like how do you spend your 14 days, what do you do, that kind of thing. But I just thought I'll just mention on top, because I guess we never discussed it, but we're thinking like kind of fun ideas about what you do for just one day, what kind of things to get your mind off being stuck in your homes. But so there, hence why we didn't just say binge watch this TV show, binge watch that TV show, Netflix and chill. They're the ofs. We're just trying to think out the box slightly, trying to think about fun things, trying to get everyone involved as well. Some of them family oriented, some of them solo, but just slightly different ones than you might think. So yeah, so it's not just binge watch The Amazing Office with Steve Carell, or Parks and Rec, or Brooklyn Nine-Nine, any kind of comedy show, whatever you're into. But it's just different ideas, yeah. But yeah, thanks for listening. Subscribe, tell a friend, all that cool jazz. And yeah, on with the podcast.
No, it's me that's talking about it.
Brilliant.
Welcome to
My Guy Reviews, the podcast. Yes, guys, welcome to My Guy Reviews, the podcast. Today, I'm doing the episode when it should be yourself, but you... we didn't watch enough films. we couldn't do your episode in time. So we came up with another idea to quickly get one out. And obviously I'm joined.
You came up with this idea.
I did, yeah. I'm joined by my guy Monkey. How you doing?
Hello.
Forgot to do intros. Yeah, just jump straight into it. Yeah, so we came up with an idea as to kind of what to do for this week's episode. As always, it tends to be pop culture related, but this time around we thought let's pick something that's general in the ether right now, something that everyone's talking about. It's obviously spring, right? So everyone's so excited about spring. A change of weather. Yeah. We've already had spring showers. We've had sun. Oh, it's the dream, right? So instead of talking that, I thought we'll talk about the virus, right? The coronavirus. And
I don't really want to talk about the virus, but you've got a topic that works for me, because I've had enough of the virus.
Exactly,
I'm on Facebook and social media a lot, and it is just constant and nothing else being talked about.
Yeah, exactly. So why don't we talk about it as well? But let's put a different spin on it, right? So obviously everyone, we'll put a slightly different spin on it. And what we'll do is obviously everyone be safe, whatever you're doing. Have some supplies. You only need about 2 weeks worth of supplies. So you don't need that many loo rolls, people, to calm down. I mean, those things you can read about. But what we thought we'll do is we'll do a breakdown of how to survive the 14 days. So this is the My Guy Reviews, the 14-day quarantine survival guide. Now, obviously, nothing to do with what you need to stock up on. We don't really care about what you eat, how much hand sanitizer you're going to go through, all that stuff. You just go and get it. You just get it. Don't worry about it.
What hand do you wipe your ass with?
None of that stuff. Yeah, exactly. By the way, all you guys need is a jug. When it's not that difficult. You don't need loo roll. If you're at home,
wouldn't you? Yeah.
If you're at home, just use a jug. I mean, it's not that bad. So we thought let's break it down. So I've come up with 7 days. You've come up with 7 days. We have no idea what each person's chosen. I'll do day 1, you do day 2, 3, like that. If by accident we make a suggestion and that's something that the other person has chosen, you came up with an idea, which was for us to eat something, which I don't know if we could do that on the podcast.
Yeah, if we've got nothing to do on the day because we match, then someone's got to eat a limb. That was
yeah,
bad taste though. I don't know.
And, I think what we'll have to do is someone will just have to think of another idea. So if I take up one of your ideas by accident, you'll have to just come up with another one on the fly.
You know what? I doubt that we're going to get the same things. So
I hope not. There's a chance. There's always a chance. But yeah,
there is. And obviously, it's media related-ish. Most of it will be media-ish related, right? So we're not doctors giving advice here. We're just here to entertain.
Exactly. Yeah. So what to do on day 1 to pass the day, how to get by day 2. It's basically that. in terms of if
And
there's a vaccine
I was
available,
thinking we could.
yeah.
Mm.
Well, if there's a vaccine available and it has no side effects, we're not saying don't get it, and we're not saying do get it. That's not what this podcast is about. We're just because we don't know.
I was thinking I think we should name it just 14 days, like it's like 28 days. Yes.
Oh yes, 14 days.
14 days.
Yeah.
The episode.
Perfect. So, do you want to say anything else before we crack into day one?
That's your idea. Who's going to start?
I'll start with day one. It's my idea.
Yeah, day one. Okay.
Okay.
Day one. Do we get to judge each other's choices?
Obviously, I'll tell you what day one is, and then and then I'll say why I suggested it, and then you can say whatever you like about that, and then we'll move on to your day two, back and forth like that. So day one, like with all things, your first day of holiday, you're at home, you want a nice chill day, so why not put on the masterpiece and the prequel to that masterpiece in Peter Jackson's Middle Earth journey. We're going Hobbit first, followed by Lord of the Rings. Now that's a one-day epic. Even if you've only got access to the theatrical releases, there's 6 films in there. Return of the King is about 3.5 hours, so that is pretty much a full day's worth of stuff to watch. And you start with The Hobbit because it's really varied quality in The Hobbit. Smaug looks amazing in number 2, and I think the first one's a little bit too long for some people, so you might get a bit bored through it, but stick with it because as the films get on, they get better. Then you get into Smaug, which is great. Then you got the 5 armies, again, just a massive battle. But then you get into the Lord of the Rings, which is incredible.
The meat,
exactly. So by about just after midday, about 2 in the afternoon or something, or maybe 1 in the afternoon, now you're starting into the great films. So you've got the Fellowship, you've got the 2 Towers, and then you've got Return of the King. And Return of the King is perfect because it's so long at the end, it's going to put you to sleep at the right time. So you've done a full day's worth of binge watching just an entire Middle Earth experience.
I've done binge watching series before, and I have to say even 3 movies is quite a challenge because it can get tiring in one day watching 3 movies in a row. So we might not even get all the way through them. So you definitely filled up the day.
I think for day number 1, that's why I put it day number 1. Because by day number 14, you don't want to sit through a whole 6 films. You do it on your first day because you're excited to be at home, working from home, or just relaxing at home, or whatever it is. And this is the best time to get all 6 done. Yes.
It's awkward that you should say that, considering my day 14 that I've organised, but we'll get there.
So that's my day 1. So over to you, day 2.
Also, they're all family friendly as well, so that's good. You can, the whole family can watch those movies.
Yeah, they are, but not all of these things on my list are.
They're not necessarily be though. I'm just giving it a good pointer. So my day, day 2, which is my day 1. I've got a board game. We're going to play a board game all day, and I've gone for Hero Quest. I don't know if I've told you about it before, talked about it before.
No.
It's basically it's tabletop role-playing game, but boiled down into a really easy to understand, family-friendly game. Anyone can play it, kids can play it, adults can play it. It's really fun. And yeah, I mean, the way it works is you open up the board, and it's blank apart from the room tiles are like certain shapes, but there's nothing on there. And you put down the furniture and the doors as you put the character down, and that comes up into the steps or down the stairs into this dungeon. All they see, put down everything that they see in that one little room, and then they just go out and explore. So that one board just can turn into anything as they explore, find dead ends and things like that. Right? Yeah, different every time. So it's a really good game for that. I think you'd love it if you have. You don't think you've played it, so
No.
definitely need to try it. And yeah, you get to fight monsters on the way as well. Obviously, orcs and goblins. It's fantasy sets. So, and there's a rule book that comes with the game, which the person running the game will probably have to read, and then 1 to 4 players, 1 to 4 players will be playing within that dungeon. But also what comes with the game is a quest book, and that's actually got 14 quests in the book.
Yeah.
So you've got one quest can take an hour, maybe 2. So you've got the whole day full up just going through those quests.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So,
So you're
and that's before
proper full day. Plus you've included the family. I've excluded the family in a lot of this stuff. So
that's right. We did have to rush it up these ideas. So first thing that comes to our heads. But yeah, thank you.
No, it sounds really cool. So the thing with the board game idea is what you're saying there is anyone can be the dungeon master. Every quest lasts a number of hours. So it sounds quite varied as well. So it's not something you'd get bored with initially.
No.
It sounds like it's different as well. So even after quarantine, if some point in the future you want to play this game again, it's going to be a different play.
Yes,
because you made a whole new rooms and everything.
Yeah, and there's a story that goes throughout the missions as you're going along, or the different adventures. So it develops as you go through. There are expansion packs, but they're even more expensive. It's an old game. It's actually an early 90s or late 80s game. So getting hold of the game might cost you a little bit, which is a shame. But there are options for printing them up and stuff like that yourself. And also you can make up your own adventures afterwards. So in the future, you can continue doing that sort of thing. So
yours sounds so much better now.
This was my first pick. So they might go downhill from here. Yours might go uphill.
Yeah, they could do. We haven't we've not really shown our cards yet, but yeah. But that sounds really good because you're very inclusive as well. Mine's kind of like what I would do.
Of course, the family are just in another room.
Exactly. I mean, I've quarantined myself. I don't care about anyone else.
I don't see why family would be interested in Lord of the Rings. I think it's good. Exactly. What's your next day? I think I've cleared my day. Sounds like it to me.
I think that's a full day. I think so. So I just need to do one thing, and I'll be back for day 3. Exactly. Oh yeah. So now we're on to day number 3. So day 3. I was going to do just a PlayStation 4 exclusive game, but then now that you included the family, I was like, the family.
That's okay. It could contrast. You could have one day with the family, one day without the family. Because that way you got a break. So, otherwise you'll drive each other mad. So
you know what? You're absolutely right. Spot on. So I'm going to say like a game that takes about 16 hours to complete, because only we're trying to do is just have one day, one thing.
Yeah.
So I want to say GTA 5, but that takes longer than a day. That could be your 14 days, but no. So that's a bit cheating. So I'll come up with Spider-Man. So the PlayStation 4 exclusive,
nice.
Only available on PS4, but it's about 16 hours of gameplay. And if you've got a child, they could sit in the same room as you and watch you play. It's a single player game.
No, it's not. You just give them a controller that's not plugged in. Do you not know this trick? And then they think they're playing. They think they're doing it. Depending on how old they are, that works. Trust me.
You know what? It's not a bad idea. Spider-Man. So the Spider-Man game came out a couple of years back on the PS4. It got great reviews, right? Have you played it?
Yeah, it looks good. I haven't played it, but it looks great. Yeah.
Okay, so
I do think about getting it every now and then, but I need it under £10 I don't pay that much for these things.
Once you get quarantined, you'll get this game. Right, so in 2018, they released this game. Obviously, it's from Insomniac Games, the guys who made like Spyro. Did you ever play Spyro the Dragon?
Yes, I played that. Yeah.
And of course, Ratchet & Clank series.
Yeah.
Which
That's
is
pretty
great.
amazing. This doesn't look like a kid's game though. This looks really really good.
No, the actual Spider-Man mechanics are incredible in here.
Yeah.
Obviously, the it's always comparing it to like Batman Arkham series, and it is definitely the best superhero kind of game on the PS4, because I think Arkham was on PS3.
Yeah,
and
you can play it on PS4, but
it was originally on PS3, so I'm thinking more PS4 onwards games. So it's incredible. You get all the downloadable suits. You can do side missions. You've got the main mission, but to actually complete the main game, it's about 16 hours of gameplay. Hence why I thought let's talk Spider-Man, and it's such a good game. And it's
not too much and not too little.
Exactly. And the thing is, you could just jump off after 12 hours just roaming around the city and doing because that's what I ended up doing. You're just kind of wandering around. You might not even do the main game anymore. Because there's so much to do. It's such an immersive world, but the main story you can complete in a day. People would complete it quicker because you'll always watch someone who could speed run everything, and they're great at all sorts of stuff. Plus, it's got like 9 out of 10s from like IGN, Game Revolution, Gaming for loads and loads of things. So it's such a great game. And it's definitely well worth getting. If you got PS4 and you're into superhero games or single player games, this is definitely a quarantine game to play because it's fun as well. It's not like Mad Max, which is quite depressing. This is actually
it's a bit lighthearted. Yeah, you're trying to cheer yourself up because you're feeling like it's the end of the world.
It is, yeah.
Everything's gone crazy. And you just want something to get your mind off it and just relax and remind yourself it's fun world.
Exactly. And why not be Spider-Man for the day?
Yeah.
You can zoom in and out of the city. You can run around and climb up walls and stuff. And the fighting mechanics is awesome in this. Really, really good.
Yeah. I mean, I have to mention the fact that Spider-Man 2 on the PlayStation 2, if you never played it, was when they first got the swinging down in the first place. Okay. But this one is like Spider-Man 2, but looks ready for this era. Just looks amazing.
Yeah.
With all the PS4 graphics. So yeah.
I also like the fact that they teased this game for a while, but then they delayed the release until they were happy with when the the developers were happy with the game itself. And I think that's the best way. Instead of like trying to rush a game out, which is what they used to do with the old licensed games. Now it's like ever since Batman came out, people are like, let's take our time, let's get it right, and then release the game.
I think there's some games that came out a bit rushed nearer the beginning of the PS4 maybe as well, that this time they maybe didn't want to make those same mistakes and give them that time they needed. Because obviously if you've got a release date and you want a game to be released at the right time, then you're under pressure to release, maybe even with bugs and day one patches and all that stuff. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, solid game. Yeah, good choice.
An amazing game. Yeah, so that's our day 3 done.
Amazing Spider-Man.
We're so far happy, carefree, loving our time off.
Yeah, of course we are. Why not? I mean, this is a video gamer's dream. It's no problem for us,
Exactly. I could play Spider-Man for about 3 days, but if you want to just complete it, you could do it in a day.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, you could play my previous one for the whole week easily. So we're filling up the time properly well.
Exactly.
Are we ready for day 4?
I'm
happy with your day 3. I think dawn is coming. I think the sun is rising again. It's day 4 now.
Isn't it? Yeah. Quarantine is over.
It ended early. Oh wow, awesome! They found the vaccine. Oh no, that was a false news.
Exactly, fake news. Fake news.
I left the house now. Oh well.
Too late for you.
Okay, so number 4, day 4. I've got a video game as well. So yeah, video games, all about them video games. I've got an old game, but you can play it on PS3, PS4, Vita.
Oh, cool.
So my game is, again, it's a family-oriented one as well. So I'm recommending Minecraft. 4-player split screen on the PS4 or the PS3. So you can get four family members. Yeah, up to 4 family members in little corners of the screen. Obviously, you can go into there's a creative mode, so you can basically play like it's Lego. That's easier for kids if you want to do that sort of thing. But then you can go into survival mode if you want it to be a bit harder. Monsters can kill you. You have to build your house, build your base up to protect yourselves. Maybe if you want to do some battling against each other, destroying each other's stuff, which I know my family members like to do the most, is come in and destroy everything you've made because you're an adult that cares about what you're building.
Kids don't care, do they? Exactly. Yeah. You're playing with the wrong kind of people. That's the problem.
Obviously, somewhere, yes. But yeah, and also you can play online as well. Join bigger communities to play that as well. At the same time as being split screen, I think. So, a whole day's worth of fun there. You can dig through. Obviously, it's called Minecraft. If you don't know, it's a game where you mine, as in you dig away at these cubes. You're in a 3D world, and then you craft those things into first of all tools, so you can do more digging, and then into various other things like armor and swords and bricks for your house if you want to build a house and play a bit more like Lego and Sims, and build a nice big castle, anything you can imagine really, that sort of thing. But every single day in survival mode, as I said, today we're seeing the sun come up for the 4th time in our quarantine. In this game, every few hours the sun goes down and the monsters come out, and that's when things get a bit more tense, and it's quite scary. And that's when the survival level, sort of the survival tension picks up.
Okay.
And you got zombies roaming around, and skeletons that can fire arrows at you, and spiders that will attack you. So giant spiders, which are not nice in the dark. They are stressful, I can tell you. Giant spiders. Underground, they give me flashbacks, but they don't have to. It's because I found a specific situation which I could trap some, and I was in the dark for a long time, and it does get a bit nerve-wracking. But it is a family-friendly game, so I think.
Yeah, I've never played Minecraft, but talking about this online mode, because I'm taking my scenario where I'm sat at home by myself, which I am. As soon as I get quarantined, my housemates are leaving. They don't care. I'm by myself, so I can play Minecraft by myself, or I can play online with the community, and we can build things together.
You can.
Help me. They can help me build my house.
Yeah, definitely. On the PC
I'm all about helping, aren't I? So
yeah, on PC they would actually set up servers that anyone could go on to at any time. Nice. On the PS4 and PS3, it would be on one person's console, so that person would have to be online in order to collaborate. But it still gives you that potential, definitely, to collaborate on big projects. I mean, people have made like mini versions of GTA 5 and things like that in Minecraft. People with crazy amount of attention and time. And I know that
they get attacked at night time. Then what happens? They hide.
Well, if you're in creative mode, then you don't have to get attacked at all. You basically you can turn off the monsters on and off, fly around, do anything you want. So if you're building something, that's what you do. If you're building something in survival, then yes, every night, as long as you've got the options, there might even be a safe mode option where you don't get attacked if you want to do that. But the real main game where you can earn trophies and stuff as well, you'll be getting attacked every night. Yeah, so you have to build your little house.
So if you build your house, can you stay in your house at night time?
Yes. Also, you can build a bed so you can skip the night time.
So you're okay.
As long as it's sealed off safely.
Okay.
From the monsters, and there's no monsters about, you can jump in your bed and skip it if you want. Yeah.
Oh, so every night I can just go back in my house, fall asleep.
Yeah, you can make it as safe as possible. There is one particular annoying and very specific creature that if you've heard of Minecraft at all, you've probably seen, and that's the creeper. Have you seen the tall, thin, green thing?
I've seen it in Borderlands 2.
Oh yeah, yes,
because
it's in
there's the
the
Easter egg for
cameo.
Borderlands 2. That's
Easter egg.
right. There's a specific area that you go in Borderlands 2, and you have to go down a special little kind of area which isn't mapped or anything. But once you dig underneath the hole, you get a little axe and you start digging away, and then you come up against these green things. But once you kill all of them, you can actually get a Minecraft skin for his head or his clothes, which is currently my skin, which is his boxed head.
Excellent. I remember that. Yeah. So yeah, those guys are the worst, because once daylight has come back, once night has gone, they'll still hang around, and they literally are the worst in the day. They'll just stand there, like you won't even probably see or hear them because they're green. You can spot them, but like they can take you by surprise. And the worst thing is they don't just attack you; they explode, and they explode blocks, which means they can explode bits of your house, which is really annoying. So you have to really be on your, you have to have your eyes out for these guys, because like you're building a base, you want to look out for that. But as long as you put enough lighting, you can like build up a garden area and stuff. If you put enough lighting, things won't spawn in those areas. So you do that, and what I like to do is set up like a trench as well, so that things can't get in, are just wandering in, because they can't jump, most creatures. So there's only so amount of steps they can get up and across, whereas you can maybe use a bit more agility, sort of block things off.
How would you
kill
it?
Base building and home building.
How do you kill the creeper?
You can use arrows. You can use arrows if you kill a skeleton. You can use arrows, or if you can make arrows. I think you can do that, or you can just slash at your sword and run backwards, or just take it somewhere where it's not going to damage anything. Just let it follow you, and then just jump away enough to let it blow up and not hurt you. So that's your best game. Yes, and I'm sure when I used to play on the PS3 days, you just respawn. But before, I'm sure you didn't used to drop your stuff, but maybe that's just my imagination. But you definitely drop all of your stuff now, which is really annoying if you're trying to build up stuff that you've got. You can put things into chests, but it means if you're trying to explore, if you go to the very bottom of the whole level that it makes for you, because it's sequentially made, or whatever it's called, levels, they're different every time, but there's certain things that are going to be similar every time. But so if you dig very deep to try and find the rarer ores that you need, rarer stuff to make rarer things, there's lava all the way along the bottom, and that can get dangerous as well. And if you drop into some lava, all your stuff that you drop as well just disintegrates and you've lost it all. So
I see.
That could make some danger levels, like it makes a nice gentle curve of danger level increase. But that can be nasty, that lava.
Because in Borderlands, those characters do run towards you, and you're right, they do explode. But because you have guns, on Borderlands. Also, check out our YouTube. There's a link on Borderlands 2 on how to get to the Minecraft Easter egg. Because you can shoot and you could throw grenades. I never thought that I'd see them as a threat, but now that you said that, they could kill you that game.
Yeah,
that's a rough.
That's the other thing about Borderlands. My favourite DLC for Borderlands was the fantasy world.
Yeah,
and that's where they're attacking you with swords and things. And again, you've got all your guns, so you're in a fantasy world, but you don't even use a sword.
Exactly, because there's dragons, there's goblins, there's orcs, there's all the cool things that you'd associate with role-playing games, dungeons and stuff. But you're right, you got a gun.
You just shoot them with your incendiary weapon, and they go on fire. And done.
Exactly, it's brilliant.
So yeah, that's my day 4.
Day 4 done. Okay, so that's quite a stressful day now, thinking about it. But then again, played Spider-Man.
You can do peaceful mode.
You can
do peaceful mode, and you can just build stuff.
So day 5, I've got a couple of options for day 5, and number 1 is obviously part 4. Obviously, OG, my guy, he loves his car. So there used to be something called a Haynes manual. Did you ever know about this? So Haynes manual gave you information and a step-by-step guide about how you can take your whole engine apart. Engine apart, clean it and put it back together again. Yeah. So that's what perfect day for my guy OG, right? Energy. he could sit there and he would do this all day. Now, not everyone's got a car and not everyone's got a garage or anything to put it in. So obviously that kind of excludes a number of people. So day 5, you've got the option of learn how to take care of your car. And also there's loads of great YouTube videos now on this as well. So you don't need a Haynes manual. You can do that yourself. You don't need a lot of kind of equipment either. So some of the stuff you've got lying around the house. But then the other option was, you've got your bedroom right now. Decorate your room.
Okay.
Like just decorate it.
Yeah.
Why not? Like you're in quarantine, go for something bright, colourful. So maybe come up with some zombies on one end, obviously from Night of the Living Dead or something. On the other side, like Freddy Krueger, the creepers from Minecraft. All the things that we've done thus far. So maybe some orcs or a Kai.
I'm around right now looking at my Minecraft toys around around the studio.
Spider-Man's got great rogues gallery, so you can have Rhino in there, Electro. Yeah. You can go crazy, but everyone's always got like a project that they were going to do but never got around to doing in their house.
General project, cool, yeah.
And I think because you're sat around and stuck in your house, why not paint that room or decorate that room? And in my guy Angie's cases, take his car engine apart and put it back together. It gives you two things. Once you're almost at the midway point of your kind of quarantine, and you want to feel like you've achieved something. Because so far, watching Lord of the Rings, playing Spider-Man. Well, to be fair, for myself, I think they're successful days. But for some people, they might want to feel like they've done something during these 14 days. So here's your chance to actually tick something off your list of things that we've sat around for ages. And I'm not talking about decluttering and doing just like freshen it up so it actually feels like you've done something. And now you can look back at that and say, you know what, I'm happy I chose, I don't know, black on white with skulls and flames or whatever you want to do. Go crazy. But it's just
I totally agree with that. Definitely mid quarantine is a good idea because
so
I
maybe
think
I
you're
should
right.
have
You're
done
going to
this on
start
7.
suffering. You're going to start suffering at some point of feeling fatigued and kind of going nowhere. That sort of stages that could lead to depression and anxiety, all sorts of things. So you definitely want to have something achieve something in your time there, will boost your optimism for the time ahead.
And this is one of the only ones where you can have your family help you.
Yeah,
from the ones after. So this is the one time where I'd say to my roommates, "Come on, help out. Let's do this thing together." And also, it's a great achievement when you all put your hand to it and kind of help out, which is quite nice. But I mean, there's a dog who lives in my house, and I don't want him to help out because he's messy. He's not.
You might need something else to do.
Exactly. I mean, 14 days for him. I should have come up with 14 days of things for the dog as well.
That's the next episode.
That's the next one. Oh, yeah. Spoiler alert for future. Yeah. So I should have really, this should be the midway point. But I was just thinking, a sense of achieving something.
I think 5 days is a good time to start it, yeah. You don't want to leave it too late. So.
No, because then you might be too...
Good idea.
I think because then fatigue will kick in. And you're used to no longer having that routine of going out and doing things again and again, and actually having that. Now's a good time to do something in your house, or in some people's cases, something to do with their car. So I think paint/decorate.
If you took your engine apart, would you get it back together again?
You can do the Haynes manual,
At the end of the day, it's like I've lost a piece. I don't know what I'm doing.
Now, see, I remember quite a while back I spoke to someone. You won't think of this person when you see them as someone who do or take their car apart, and he was talking to me about the Haynes manual, and he used the step-by-step guide, and he did that, and then he did put it back together. Now, he did say that he had one piece left over, but that's just a joke, or he genuinely did, and I never know. I never pried. But it seemed like he felt he got a self-fulfilling kind of a feel-good factor about it, that he did something. And I think you're getting to that point where if you don't do something as well, fulfilling, by the end of 14 days, you will be like, you're so depressed. So this is a good point to feel like you've achieved something.
Thing is though, I got the platinum trophy for Minecraft. So I was satisfied, and that took more than a couple of weeks. So,
we're just talking about a day. It has to be done in the day. That's why you can't have that.
achievement.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I didn't put Bloodborne down, because you can't get a platinum trophy in one day, not in 24 hours.
Give up in one day.
Yeah, exactly. So that's our day 5.
Excellent. So I'll move on to day 6 then. Okay.
Yes.
It's a brand new day.
Yes.
Things are getting less interesting in mine now, but I've just gone for a classic board game, Monopoly. That can last you all day. You can have timed games, you can have it short. But I say you can probably have 2 games in a whole day. Fill it up. You know Monopoly. Everyone knows Monopoly, right?
Everyone knows Monopoly, and there's varied versions of it. I recently played Mario Kart Monopoly as well.
Oh, cool.
So you get up to 4 characters. You got Mario, Luigi, Princess, and we had Toad. Mario, Luigi, they all have a specific card as well, which gives them a power up. So when you land on the star, I think it was, or on the question mark, one of them, it then activated their power up. And I think Luigi had one of the best ones, where it's like if you land on this thing, you move to the next available property, the freer property, and then you could buy it. So
just cheat.
Exactly.
Luigi's the cheat code.
I know he's got a god mode, but there's so many different varied versions of it. So the good thing about it is you can have the basic one if you want. You could play Simpsons one. You could play South Park one. You can get a fun one to play with. So it doesn't have to be just the Mayfair and the current London things. You could just go with anything that interests you instead.
Yeah.
Be it Star Wars.
A bit differently themed, definitely. Yeah, good idea.
Yeah.
And it teaches you the evils of capitalism as well, which is what it was made for, and how it goes around bankrupting people. So that's fun, right?
Yes.
It teaches a valuable lesson to the housemates.
It also teaches everyone about money, just simple arithmetic.
Yeah.
You know when you got all the properties, you have to hit double. So originally, if you're charging £10 for rent, now if you got all 3, someone in their head needs to do the maths, even though it's quite simple. Just double it and charge 20.
Even just reading the numbers and then working out the notes, unless you're using the credit card version, which is the newer version.
Exactly. I like the money, because then also if you give someone $100 bill, they're going to work out the change from that as well. So you actually, I think you're right. I think it teaches, if you've got younger kids, teaching them how to count, do arithmetic, add in, take away, basic stuff, reading the community chest card, actually reading English, comprehending what it says on there, like go to jail, do not pass go. Those
life lessons yet again, Where's your life headed?
I remember playing Simpsons Monopoly, and it got to the point where somebody wanted a particular set, and I had the quickie marked, and I would not sell the quickie mark, because who loves the quickie mark? Apu loves the quickie mark. And he did that because I'd seen the episode maybe a few weeks back where he sings the song. He goes, "Who loves the quickie mark? Apu loves," and the song anyway. So every time someone said it, and I kept singing it, I was just like, Apu love. I can't sell it. There's just not enough money in the game.
You would be fun to play with, but frustrating if you won't sell. Because the thing people don't learn about me when they play is that I seem like I'm having fun, but I'm quite ruthless. I want to get your properties, and I want to get the right deal, and I want to get a good deal. And I will make loans at 100% interest.
That's the only property I would not sell.
Do you know the best property to own? This might be my guy reviews exclusive bit of advice for Monopoly.
Is it Old Kent Road?
It's the property set that is most most landed on, which one do you think it would be?
The blues, right at the front, the three.
No.
So no, not those three.
All right. No. It's got something to do with rolling doubles. Any idea?
The orange.
That's right. Yeah. So, because people go to jail every so often, and they may get out by rolling doubles. They get 3 chances of that as well.
Yeah.
They've got a 1 in 3 chance of landing on oranges. So you get in on those oranges. You get in on those oranges, and you build hotels on those oranges, and you make sure when they come out of jail, you take them for everything they've got. Ruthless.
I love it.
I love Monopoly. I do. Yeah.
Oh, I never knew that. That's such a good idea. I mean, that's a life lesson.
Yeah, but at the same time, I like just picking up all the stations and the waterworks and the electricity, which are probably the least valuable, but I just enjoy it for the gameplay. So
I think the
so
stations
no one would tell
add
them.
up.
Yeah,
the stations add
do add
up.
up.
Before you know it, you're making $200 each time if you got all 4, and someone can just roll. They could be on yours and get a 6 and a 4, and then back on yours again. Or they could roll twice and they could still end up having 10 in 2 different rolls.
Unless unless people are holding on to the other stations, which really frustrates me if that ever happens, because I just want those stations no matter what.
I mean, if it was King's Cross St. Pancras, I would happily hold on to that one. That's because that's the train station I always go to. But if it's not, I'm not massively interested in them. I know.
Yeah, most people aren't. That's why I like them.
I think because the game's.
And I like Old Kent Road. I kind of like the browns and the purples. Like, get the absolute top 2 and the bottom 2. That's how I like to play.
It's one of those games. There's a lot of luck involved because your first roll of the dice could get you a property, and then the person who's coming in after you could just literally land on that property, and they would have no properties to start off with, but they're already on the back foot because they're paying you money, and you could be just snapping up properties, and by the time they get to a certain point, they end up in prison, and you carry on rolling around picking up more properties. But it's a great game. No, it causes so much family conflict. I love it.
Gonna be great for the week. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant! So that was day 6.
Yeah,
right?
6.
Okay, so I got to day 7. So I just need another 1-minute break. And we're back. Okay, that was the last one. So
right.
No more. Okay, so I even forgot what number we're on. We just finished Monopoly.
Yeah, that was number 6. Day 6.
Number 6. Okay.
Day 7.
So now we're on to day 7. So this is when you get like antsy a little bit, right? So
right. Okay.
So you got a number of options, but I'm gonna put this one out there instead. Is obviously by this point you've got access to YouTube. A lot of the stuff we've done has been sitting around, except when I took the engine out or maybe painted a room or decorated. Other than that, it's pretty much kind of like just relaxing, enjoying these 14 days. Halfway point, there's learn a new dance, right? So on YouTube, there's firstly, you hate music. You hate music videos. Right. You hate everything to do with music, songs, all that stuff, right?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
But why not? Because I've been watching a lot of there's some Ed Sheeran tracks, and a lot of them are some of them are slow ballady songs, but behind them people have done like some great dance steps. And instead of learning like a phase dance like Gangnam Style, why not learn a few new moves while you're on these 7 days at home? So now you're on day 7, you learn a few moves, gets you moving, gets the blood pumping and stuff. But also the good thing is, everyone says to me, he goes, that they'll look at me and they'll be like, oh, he's such a good dancer, he must be great in bed. And it's true, because I always wash my sheets, I iron them, I get them cleaned, and I put them back up there. My bed's immaculate, so I think
you're good in that bed.
Exactly. Okay. I mean, you know that. I'm like Mike Lowry, right?
Mike Lowry.
So I think by this point, this is the midway point, Let's learn a new dance. The thing is not not something like Gangnam Style, which goes out of date and is culture. It's just kind of specific for that time period. Why not learn some dance steps that will help you when you're in the club, or even when you're on the streets, or you're waiting for the bus or the tube, doing some dance moves
in the bedroom.
Exactly, when you're hoovering and you're in the bedroom.
I get to sleep. No.
Exactly, but also because by this point you've become a little bit stir crazy, I imagine.
Yeah,
so we've thought about watching stuff, we've played stuff, we've played board games, we've done those things. So we sat around a lot, painting a decorated room or taking the engine apart. But now's the time to try and get out there and do something, and actually kind of just get the energy levels back up. So so I say learn a new dance.
That's good. I've got at least three sorts of dancing I want to learn as well. So I want to learn to do some pole dancing and some belly dancing.
Oh, this
and
is
some
the
sort of
time.
striptease, chair dancing. It's the time. Yeah, excellent.
Exactly.
It shouldn't just be women doing these things, and it's getting quite popular these days. Those sort of things. So
pole dancing is definitely popular.
About it. Yeah. Before that, belly dancing was popular among some numbers, but yeah, you're right. Pole dancing has increased in the last 10 years.
Yes, that's our midway point. So now, day number 8.
Day number 8. That's it. Okay. So we've finally come up with some TV watching for me now. I didn't mention my criteria, but for me, I was going to keep my criteria to things that I already have in the house.
Yeah, I think that was really difficult from what you, because I was looking at my DVD collection and I was like, wow. I mean, is there a day's worth of anything down here other than Lord of the Rings, which I've already gone through, and The Hobbit?
But we didn't stick that down as a constraint.
No, exactly. So this is where you've come up with this idea. Okay, so what is your binge watch?
Yeah, I've got everything so far, but the thing I want to watch is something that I've got before with you. So I want to watch Legend of Aang, Avatar: Legend of Aang, which is an animated series of there's 61 episodes. They're 23 minutes long, so it will take 23 hours to get through. So I think we're easily going to get this day covered.
Yes, I mean after all that dance, Tim.
Yeah, totally chills. You're going to need the rest, right? You could even combine this with the dancing, because in this scenario, in this world, there's the four elements: earth, air, fire, and water. And the world is split into 4 nations, because each one of those nations has access to one of those elements to use, almost like martial arts. They have to sort of choreograph in order to, what they call it is bending the elements. So they sort of it gives them access to like move things about. So you could combine this with like learning some of the bending moves, like the actual dance moves from the show, if you really like it.
Yeah, because in the movie, which is weird, because being in the UK, bending means something, or bender, because they kept saying bending the elements and being benders, which means something really different in the UK compared to how it might be perceived by M. Night Shyamalan in America while making this big budget film called Avatar.
Even in the animation, they managed to say it in a way that sounds right. It's just the film is so terrible, scripting wise and everything.
And
like, they do make it sound bad. Yeah. So I think it's an animation and I think it's aimed at adults and younger people as well. Both.
Okay, cool. So family again. You've gone back to
again. But I have to mention the fact that I think having some solo things, which is what you've focused some on, is useful as well, because not everyone's going to have family around, so you can't really play Monopoly on your own. So definitely you can do Avatar, Legend of Aang on your own, but definitely don't watch the movie because you may get depressed.
Yes, that's like a day 15. That's what freedom.
Literally, the difference with the movie is they did all the choreographing in the movie, but they didn't add the effects, so it just does not work. It's very boring. Whereas in the actual animation, it all looks really cool when they move stuff around. There's none of that weird, boring business. So the actual story is that so the four nations. I might as well tell you the story. It's the setup. I don't think I've told you all of that before. And so there's the four nations, but there's always an avatar as well, which is one person that can bend all four elements. They have that ability, and they sort of have to keep peace between the nations using their awesome powers. And you also learn that they have a bit more power than that as well throughout the thing. But I don't want to spoil the whole story for that. But what happens is that it moves to a different nation each time. So when one dies, it goes to the next nation. This time round, an air bender has been born, and they've found out as a kid that they're going to be the avatar, that they're the new avatar. But he doesn't want to take responsibility for it, so he runs away from his people. I don't know if he slips or something, but he ends up frozen in ice.
Oh, does he?
I don't know how that happens, but he ends up frozen in ice for one reason or another for 100 years, and then these two water benders come across him frozen in the ice 100 years later, and the whole world is now in sort of war against each other because there's not been an avatar to keep the peace. And Aang, who's the avatar, comes too, but he still doesn't really want to be the avatar, but he's having to, I guess he starts to come to terms with the guilt of what has happened to the world. And also he hasn't learned any of the skills. You had to learn the skills to do all the bending. He only knows air bending at the moment.
Because he doesn't know about the other elements and how to use them.
Exactly. He needs to have a teacher for each of those things, and that's what would have happened. But now he can't do that. There is a frozen place in the first chapter, which is water. So then he's going to go through and try and learn water elements along the way and struggle with that. And go through, and we travel through the different elements. The first chapter is water. We see a lot of ice and water cities and adventures. The next one is earth. They've got very sort of big settlements with lots of movement because they can shift earth about. So they've got lots of chutes and stuff and moving stuff about. That's quite cool. And then finally, we've got the Fire Nation, who are kind of the aggressors, because obviously you imagine fire is the one that can be used quite violently. So they haven't really got sort of skills for making stuff, maybe, but maybe for oppressing. And then you've got people playing off of that as he approaches the Fire Nation. And if you get through all of that, there's even a sequel series as well called Legend of Korra. So it's not quite as good. But another 4 chapters. That's a week at least.
I know, but we're talking 1 day only. So once you're into the real world, if you want to come back, you can always watch the remaining episodes. It actually sounds. Everyone's always said it's really good. It's well loved for everyone who's ever seen it. They've also people tend to say really good things about it, but I think because of the sour taste of the movie. It's still out there. That's the problem. But it's not a real adaptation.
It's not at all. It's made by someone else with a completely different story and changing the rules and everything. So this one has solid rules, solid story, characters. Just characters helps with real living, feeling people.
It's always different because in a show you've got more time to develop that. Than you have in an hour and a half or 2 hour film or whatever long film. So you'd have to really put in the effort to just concentrate on the one element, maybe.
I mean, 23 hours is over 23 hours is a good amount of time to build up a character and let them go on this long journey.
Yeah.
Whereas, you're right, an hour and a half is not long enough for that. Like, you'd have to do it in books like you would do for, say, what's it called? Catching Fire, all that stuff. Hunger Games.
Oh, yeah.
Or something else. Yeah, you can't just do the whole thing in one go for a movie. It's poor. But anyway, that's my day 8.
Day 8, brilliant. Okay, so sticking with the theme of my last day, the next thing, so I've learnt my moves.
Okay.
The next thing to do is to learn the guitar. Now,
wow.
this for
One
myself.
day.
Well, the basics. I'm not saying master it. This wasn't master the guitar.
Yes.
This is to actually just play a few chords, because this will play into a future day. But everyone wants to be serenaded, right? So this guitar is your instrument, which is a part of you, and if you can play it, just you don't need to be. I'm not saying you're Axl Rose or you're Slash. You're not no Jimi Hendrix by the end of the day. I'm just saying if you can
you're
just get
playing Wonderwall.
Yeah, I mean, if you know what, if you could play Wonderwall, that is amazing, right? So how many times, right, would you have liked to just bust out your guitar and serenade someone? This is your chance. You've got the dance moves now. You've learnt them. Now's your chance to just play a few chords and to serenade the one you want, right? So this is my plan. I was stuck for 14 days. I've had some fun. I've had my relaxation. Now it's time to get out there and actually, just genuinely get out there. So I've learned to dance. I've painted my bedroom. I've learned to dance. Yeah. I'm gonna play the guitar.
Preparing. I can see where you're going with this.
Yeah, I'm coming out in 14 days, right? So I'm gonna be prepared, right?
Yeah,
I'm not just.
14 days.
I watched my trilogy. I played my video games. Now is the time to sit down and just learn this thing. So this day is just learn the basics on the guitar. Because I remember when Eminem did Stan and he serenaded me with that tune. I was so excited. I told everyone used to sing it down the corridor when I was little, and they used to call me Stan. And I was like, oh, he wrote that song for me. And yeah,
wow,
how exciting is that if I could play the guitar and I could serenade someone with. And also I got the moves now. I got the moves like Jagger, as Maroon 5 would say. So I'm down for this. That's my day.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. I've done that before, only a few years ago, and it is very rewarding. And it's something you can do without technology. So if you haven't got access to power, maybe at least you've got some light and an acoustic guitar, or even an unplugged electric. You can still learn that. And yeah, for me, it'd be great to get back into it again as well. Use the time wisely.
Yeah, and also we're at that point where we've done something in the house. You've got that self-satisfaction. You've had a whole day of high octane dancing around. Now you've learnt another cool little thing. So you're even though you're stuck in your house, we're actually getting
something.
Exactly, taking things off. Now, obviously, I chose the guitar, but for someone else, that could be the trumpet. It could be the violin. It could be the piano. It could be the flute. It could just be it has to be a musical instrument though, because all genders love music. They don't care what you think. And if you can serenade the one you're interested in, they are going to be playing in your hands. So that's my thinking. I am
praying for the party at the end of all this. I like it. At least you're looking forward, and you're gaining a new skill. You're being creative, because you can use this for creative purposes. Even just playing songs that are written by others, there'll be an element of creation, creativity. But you can write your own as well and do that stuff as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, good one. Okay, so what day was that?
9, I think.
That was day 9 already. Wow. So 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I'm on to day 10.
Yes.
Obviously, if we're doing this plan, it's sort of a bit alternate still. So you've got your plan going ahead.
I have my plan.
See it moving forward.
You can see the end goal here, right? Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so day 10 for me, I thought this one is going to differ for different people, depending on what kind of childhood they've had and what they had. And this is to get out an old console. So could be a Mega Drive for me or a PlayStation 1. And just playing old console games. I know that family members can really enjoy older games as well, because even adult family that maybe didn't play games in the past still have nostalgia seeing those games, and they'll get that encourages them to get into a bit older games. And also kids just love to see these older, let's see Sonic that we love so much, or Mario back even though it's like an older game, they still love to see that sort of thing. So I think it's something that could entertain for the whole day.
Oh yeah, like you've got the old Nintendo Wii now. It's not very old console, but it's the perfect console for the family to sit around and play a bit of golf, bowling, boxing.
Yeah, you got family gaming. Yeah,
and also it's got one of the best games ever with Sonic on there. Sonic's best ever game is the Olympics with Mario. Yeah. You could play that. You could play the Olympics at home.
I had actually thought of just putting one game down which would have been a separate one, which was just playing Mario Kart all day. You can play that all day. Love that game.
Yes, but I think just dusting off the old console is a good idea, because there are some classic games. Like someone who's got N64 might just want to play GoldenEye, and having this current generation of children jumping on a terrible console with a terrible analog, trying to shoot things. In what was the most groundbreaking game of its time.
Yes, but now dated.
Exactly.
It's not that dated actually. I've played it again, and
it's still a great game.
You can still move around. Yeah, it's still a good game. But we are used to better analog sticks for sure. Quite difficult. So yeah, that was day 10. Was it day 10?
Yeah, day 10. Yeah, day 10. So now day 11. So this is my penultimate choice. I was thinking, like, you've been sat around for quite a while. I believe you may have started a journal. Some people may have started a diary. At this point, I've learnt my dance moves. I can play the guitar. So now the next most logical thing is I write my rap
practice the guitar.
I write and I produce my first ever rap single.
Right.
Now
you just moved into the studio that you had built last week.
Well, this is the thing, right? So it's one day you have, right? So I was thinking, how do you do this? So there's a number of ways. One, because if you got access to a computer on iPhone, you can create beats yourself now. They're not that difficult. So you can play around with. So this is all the stuff I'm trying to think of is things which hopefully you've got access to. So yeah, you could start creating beats. So that's the difficult thing, creating your own beats. So you could spend a whole day and you might just create one beat. So you might not have created your track, the whole song, but at least you created a beat. So you felt like you've done something by the end of it. Or you could do a mixtape, but a single, where you take an existing beat and you can rap over that. And then you can release that into the ether. That's the easier option. But also it still gives you creativity as well. Yeah. Now it gives you that creativity where you've taken someone else's, like you could take some of the biggest rap songs of all time. Pick Stan. California Love's a good one. And you could just do your own rap to it now. You don't have to spit 16 bars. You can do what a lot of these rappers are doing. You can do a bit of mumble rap if you want. You can sing a bit of your rap. It doesn't have to be, it doesn't even have to rhyme constantly. So if you listen to a lot of the new rap songs, they don't have to, music has evolved. So you can be as creative as you like. I think with some of the other stuff we've done so far, we're saying you could do this, you could do that, but it's kind of sticking to, we're almost pigeonholing that person. This is your time to just be as creative as you want. So you could produce your own beat if you want. You could take an existing beat and you could do your own song on top of that. Either way, you're going to create something from scratch. And you're sat around all day, but you just get this great...
expressive.
Exactly.
Of your feelings or things like that.
By this point, 11 days in isolation, in quarantine, you've definitely got something to rap about, right? So, you hear these songs.
Your chest.
Exactly. Remember, we used to listen to Earl Simmons, and he used to rap about 23 hours in the lock, and the 1 hour that's not. We talked about being in been in jail, and now you've been in your own kind of imprisonment for the last number of days. You could rap about things. You could put a couple of bars together. They can be as long or as short as you want them to be, but whatever your experience, your life challenges, right? You can finally put them to pen to paper. So even if you've lived the best life in the world so far and never had any trials or tribulations, 11 days of quarantine. Now is the time.
Hit one,
Exactly. And so this is your time. This is your chance to shine. You can do this at any point during the days of the quarantine, but closer to the end, it gives you a chance to reflect on the days that have been, and to kind of really put something together. So I've learned my dance moves. I can play the guitar, and I'm gonna write some rhymes. So when I'm out, when I'm out, I'm serenading. I'm ready. Soon.
Excellent. Yes. I can see that coming. I can see it. Yeah. And like mental health wise, again, like we're in isolation all this time. So it's a great way to express yourself and sort out your own head when you've just been sat for all that time on your own. Exactly. So it's definitely a good move.
You can start putting this stuff online as well. So if you produce your own beat from scratch, you can put it online, and you can start getting because people around the world in your country most probably will be in quarantine at the same time. So Italy's currently in quarantine. People in Italy are actually singing out the windows to each other. So this is actually happening. That, so you could create your own track. You could put it online.
Your rap together.
Exactly. You could. The other thing
out
is
the window single.
You could actually do this in partnership with someone as well. So you could have verse, 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 verse. So two of you people, I mean, if you're in the same house and you've got multiple people, you can do your own song together. If not, you could shout to your neighbor and you could drop bars. They could drop bars back and forth. And the reason why I didn't say a pop song or singing, because not everyone can sing. No disrespect to everyone in the world, but I know I can't sing. But I can say a few words together. I can rap.
People are not everyone is confident with singing either. So
exactly.
Rapping, there might be more confidence.
And rapping is your speed. A lot of the new age rappers as well. They sing / rap. So it doesn't have to be quick bars. You're not Eminem. We're not saying you are going to be the best rapper in the world, and you need to come up with words that rhyme constantly. It's just a few bars, nice and simple. Exactly. Whatever you want to do, this is your day.
Excellent. What day was it?
Number 11. Yeah.
Okay. So day 12. It feels like it's at odds with your ones now.
Does it? It's gone completely.
Because you've got a plan ahead now.
I did. Yeah. Of course I did.
Like chilling. I'm just chilling. I'm not bothered about that.
I've taken
my head.
I've taken the approach where if I had 14 days, first few days I'd relax, I'd kind of enjoy it, but then after that I'll start doing some stuff just to kind of get your head space around doing things, because you're kind of stuck and you're not going out. Everything's shut, so you don't start to.
You don't want to feel stuck.
Exactly.
You feel unstuck. Okay, so day 12, we're taking a break from recovering and preparing for the end of the quarantine.
Yes.
And I thought I'd get out the PS2 SingStar. That's it.
Oh, see, goes with my rap song.
Yeah, it does actually. Yeah, it's fun for the whole family. It does actually. Yeah. So you got the microphones out. Adults, children, they can all love it. It's a great one for non-gamers as well.
Oh yeah.
So you're playing video games, but you don't have to actually be concentrating on how the video game does it. You can just be karaoke really. We did things I was doing things in my own house. I've got 9 of the SingStar games, so I've got a fair few. I've got 2 mics. I've got 3 PS2s in the house. I think I'm going to be fine. Get this one going.
Yes. I love karaoke
definitely,
as well.
Maybe. That's good.
Even though I'm terrible at singing, I love karaoke.
That's
Backstreet
what
Boys.
karaoke is about, isn't it?
There's so many great songs.
Backstreet. I've
Backstreet
got
Boys.
Six Star Take That. That'll be on Boy Band. I'll put that on.
Yeah, I could do that. I'd also Boulevard of Broken Dreams by Green Day. That's another good one. REM, Losing My Religion.
Yeah.
There's so many great pop songs.
Yeah. Cool.
I would avoid. I'd say there's also Superstar. There's a rap version as well for those who are into rap music, but rapping is quite difficult. It seems easy when you've got the backing track and you've got the artist, but actually rapping in this kind of format is really difficult. Staying up with and don't do an Eminem song because he will murder you.
And also,
because he is quick.
The game won't even know what sort of tone you're supposed to be at when you're rapping, so I don't even know how it's going to score you. You're just going to fail. So yeah, that is my day. What was it day 12?
Day 12, yeah.
Day 12.
So,
with the family.
So now,
or household, or on your own.
Exactly. So at the end, I've got some honourable mentions, but okay. So number 13 is the most obvious one of all. If you've got a day and you're quarantined,
you can't do that. Can't talk about that.
Day 13, you're quarantined. You've been sat around for quite a while. You need a whole day. You got to do something, right?
And I heard that in the news that Italy and I think China, they both gave free porn subscriptions.
Pornhub.
Right?
Yeah. No, this is true. No, but this is not my day 13. But yeah, Pornhub is free subscriptions to people in Italy. You're absolutely right. Yeah, I heard about this as well. So maybe there is a silver lining for those at home. But my day 13 is the most important thing is you got a day to fill out. I've got you in the positive mindset. We've got you dancing. We've got you doing stuff in your house. You've learned all these cool things. Now, relax and download our podcast.
Oh, okay.
And spend the entire day listening to this. We've got more than 24 episodes, and they're over an hour long each. So that's a day's worth. Yeah. We did it.
And then there's all the reviews as well.
Yes,
on
exactly.
YouTube, all the extra reviews, older reviews, and the gameplay and the guides.
Exactly. Go through it all. Yes. So spend exactly self-promotion.
Yeah. Or watch another channel. No.
No, there's only one podcast out there. There's only one channel. You're right.
To be fair, if you go down the rabbit hole of just watching any old YouTube, you're gonna get depressed. It's gonna just waste the day. But at least we have a laugh. You'll be enjoying yourself.
Exactly.
And you'll be chill. So yeah, you're right. Good plan. So is that it? Day 13.
Day 13. Yeah, it's that easy.
Yeah. Fun for the whole family.
It is. Yeah, it's a wholesome episode. You're absolutely right. There's
your babies to it. Babies really like hearing people speaking.
Exactly.
To help get to sleep too. Stick it on there. They'll subliminally become hooked on My Guy Reviews.
Exactly. How cool is that? But also, if you're looking at our playthroughs or walkthroughs online and you're stuck on something, you never know. You might find it on our website. So yeah. No, our day 13 was listen to the podcast, but you chucked in everything else.
Let's before this gets mistaken for the end of the program where we're telling people to subscribe. Let's move on to day 14.
Day 14.
There's still a day 14, right?
Yeah, there is still day 14. Yeah.
Okay, good.
So we've not overlapped in any way.
We haven't. No, we haven't. I was scared that we were going to on that last one, but luckily you didn't pick Pornhub, so. We've got my day. I'm joking. I say I'm joking because this is still so I don't want to ruin my next joke anyway. So that's probably done it anyway. But yeah, so it's a good idea. I'm still in keeping with trying to keep activities for the whole family as well. Keep them happy. We're keeping positive during this time as well. Doing activities that keep us hopeful. So I thought, let's watch all of the Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead,
Oh, nice.
all of those movies with the family.
Nice.
See how bad it could be, and how much better we've actually got it. Maybe.
See, I did think you were going to pick a movie about viruses somewhere in here, and I can't believe you left it till the end. So you've just you can see the light now. It's your last day of quarantine.
Yeah.
Why
and
not?
We just go about. Yeah.
Enjoy
Indulging
those classics. Yeah.
Yeah. I think just the Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead. I think I've got was it Land of the Dead?
Yes,
There's
Diary of the Dead.
Well, I don't have Diary of the Dead on DVD, so we can't watch that one yet.
Oh, but that's a good one. That's the found footage one that we've already spoken about in our zombie episode. Yeah,
I don't have it. I mean, we might have to resort to Netflix.
VOD.
It might VOD. Video on demand.
Exactly.
I was trying to rule out internet use as a standard as well, but yeah, we can do that for this one day because we're almost out of it now. They've just switched the internet back on.
Exactly.
In my scenario. The power's back up now after learning all that acoustic guitar.
Exactly. Yes. Now we've got the power back. We've got access to the internet. So why not?
So fun for all the family. Let the kids watch all that, eating those intestines and stuff. So
I think once you get into Dawn, that's a real eye opener for children. I think Night of the Living Dead, it's still more of a kind of there's the ending obviously. Yeah,
it's black and white, subtlety. Yeah.
Yeah. No, this is a great idea. Just
quite
before they get
scary,
released into the real world.
Well, at least it will make them want to go outside because they won't want to be trapped indoors once they've seen zombies breaking through the windows and doors. So they'll be ready to leave. So yeah, honourable mentions. We've got some plans ahead.
Yeah, so obviously all virus-related films you can think of, stuff like I Am Legend, like the movies that you just mentioned, films like 28 Days Later, anything that's going to make you feel more paranoid and worse about the outside world. But also, in terms of books, Lord of the Flies, that's a great book. But also, it's very poignant to the situation you'll be in. So there is a chance you're trapped. Exactly.
There was, along those 14 days, there was always a chance we had to eat each other. Basically.
Yeah, exactly. There's always something that could have gone through. I also think it's kind of down to personal choice. So if you do want to read a book, a really good book you could read in a day is Salman Rushdie's Midnight Children. It's actually it won the Man Booker Prize. I read it quite a number of years back now, but it's such a good book. A good graphic novel is The Complete Mars. So it's about mice. It sounds like it's weird, but it won loads of awards when it came out. It's a graphic novel, so you can read Lord of the Flies, depressing but true. Salman Rushdie's Midnight Children, which is great, but also kind of it's just a bit more fun. Or you can read this graphic novel if you're more into that. But the graphic novel is it's about mice, but it's a true life story about a Nazi survivor. So it's actually really good. It's really difficult to talk about it and people not take it seriously or either way. But that's always good.
I like the sound of it. I mean, they've translated a real story, but they're describing it with mice.
Yeah,
it softens the blow a bit because you don't. It's not as fun seeing people murder each other in Nazi Germany. So replace them with mice.
Exactly. Another good one I thought would be Just Cause 3. It's just a hell of a fun game, right? You know, once you're stuck at home for a while, you could just log onto a game where this guy's got a grappling hook and he can attach anything to anything, and he can make anything explode. It's just one of the most over the top crazy games. Plus, it's cross-platform. Oh yeah. So you can get it on your PC, Xbox, or PS3, PS4. It's just one of the most over-the-top, incredible games where you can just do the most craziest thing. You can fly into areas with various airplanes, helicopters. You could take things down by ramming cars into something. You can use a car, attach it to an airplane, get the airplane to take off, and you can drive the car in midair and stuff. It's just great. It's great fun, especially when you're stuck inside your house.
Have you just played this recently?
No, I played this was part of one of the PlayStation Network games quite a while back. I think before you jumped onto it.
I missed it, but I have bought it myself anyway. I have it, so I could play it.
Yeah.
I love Just Cause 2 that was on the PS3 version. So yeah,
exactly. So imagine Just Cause 2, but even more ridiculous and better. It's Just Cause 3. And another suggestion I had was obviously the Lord of the Rings movies. The reason why I chose the order is kind of you go from you take good movies and then you have better movies. So a franchise that is really hit and miss and it's all over the place is a good kind of franchise to watch instead of watching the MCU, the cinematic release of all their movies, because most of them have just been incredible. Instead of just watching good after good, you want to watch something that could be terrible, great,
DC.
Oh, okay, good,
DC.
all over the place. And it's not. It's the X-Men films.
Oh, okay.
So the first X-Men film was fine. The second one was great.
Pretty
the third
okay,
one,
aren't they?
I guess it's down to interpretation. So mine is like the first one was good, second one's great, third one's terrible. Then X-Men First Class is really good. Days of Future Past I really enjoyed, and then you had Dark Phoenix, which was awful, Apocalypse, which was awful. So now you're on a run of terrible films. Then you watch X-Men Origins, Wolverine, terrible. Then you watch Wolverine, which is quite good compared to all the terrible films. Then you watch Logan, and you're like, that's amazing. And then to finish off the movies, you then watch the 2 Deadpool films. And so you've got this run where they're okay, mediocre, terrible. Oh my god! No, this is your whole day. This is your one day. Because there's a lot of films and they're about 2 hours long. So you could watch that in your day. So that's one day's worth of films watching. And I always feel that if I was watching a franchise, I don't want it to be consistently great. You want the bad. You want to be looking forward to the next film because you know something good's on the horizon. If you're watching something that's just incredible all the way through, there's no up and down. Yeah. This is what life's like. It's a roller coaster. That's what the X-Men films are like. Dark Phoenix was so bad. But just when you think, what could be worse than that? You just watch X-Men Wolverines, the first Wolverine film, and you're like,
see? Kind of gives you a picture of life so that you can look forward to what's happening after this quarantine and remind yourself that there's ups and downs.
And then when you see stuff like Logan, you're like, that's incredible. Then you watch the Deadpool films, which are just fun movies. So that was quite. And the other thing is, there's a lot of free online courses you can do. You can learn to program.
It sounds like we're one of the YouTube channels selling Skillshare.
Exactly. You know what? Because you could do this, right? So I'm not saying you have to do this, but you could do this on day one. Go online. You can learn one of these courses. You can learn a new development skill or something. And then you can go to a website, which I won't tell you which website, but you can go to a website and then you can sell your services as a newly qualified person in those skill sets. And and that could be how you can do, because there's a specific website where people are constantly looking for people to do either programming, web designing, or SQL DBAs and stuff like that. If you learn those skill sets from these free online courses, day one, day two, you can go to that website, enroll yourself as those skill sets. Day 3, you can have a job.
Day 14, you're a millionaire.
Exactly. So as soon as you get out of quarantine, you go straight into your island, your private island.
Yeah. Should be in there in the first place. But
Yes.
That made use of the 14 days, which is the most important thing, right?
Yes. So you can either squander them, do something fun, or just keep yourself safe. That's what I'd say.
Yeah. I mean, we mostly stuck with media at first, but that's because that's what we mostly talk about on here. I like the diversified into creative and achievement sort of areas, and keeping ourselves positive.
Exactly.
Which is really important.
After a while, you'll get stir crazy. There's just no way around it.
Excellent.
Okay.
So that is the guide.
That's our survival guide.
Excellent. There's a lot more better skills in there than I haven't seen any zombie apocalypse guide so far.
Yes,
Mostly
build a shelter.
Chainsaw or something.
Build a shelter and just keep digging down as far as you can, and that's it. Keep
that's
Minecraft.
Safe. That's how you play Minecraft. If you want to, your shelter can be tiny, and then just dig down. And it doesn't matter if it's day or night because it's always the same underground, dark and with monsters.
Clever. But then monsters can always come back into your house.
Well, the house will be closed. They can't jump up that well, so it's all fine. You just got to protect your tunnels that you make. Make sure they're well lit and blocked off, and then just go digging forever. See if you can find diamonds. Everyone wants to find diamonds so they can make their diamond pickaxe or their diamond sword, which is what the toys you will see in shops for Minecraft.
Nice. So that's our episode. Do we want to do the rest of it, or should we end it here?
I think we should end it here with the guide today.
With our survival guide. I think that's perfect.
Our survival guide. Concise, to the point, important thing. So
exactly. This is how you survive 40 days at home, with or without family. It's up to you. They're optional.
They're optional. You can always start eating limbs early on.
You could do that.
And then you can indulge yourself in all the movies you like, Lord of the Rings, straight away.
Exactly. Especially, I guess by day 3, I suggested play Spider-Man. If you play that board game in between, and especially if you play Monopoly, the loser has to lose a limb.
Yeah, per game.
Basically,
every time someone becomes bankrupt, you beat them. Because that's the game, right? You just have to bankrupt everyone to end the game.
That's it. So that's our survival guide. How to survive the current I can't even say it anymore. The current virus. That's our 14-day guide. How can they contact us?
Why don't you tell them how to contact us as well?
I just said that to you. Obviously, check out the links below. But subscribe, tell a friend. If you're stuck for 14 days, tell a friend for 14 days. Because day 13 is the most important day, as you would know. Subscribe, tell a friend, hit us up with your 5-star reviews, and then tell us what you really think about us. We're on however you get your podcasts, we're on there. We've got an email address, myguyReviews@gmail.com. We've got the Twitter account, myguy_reviews. We've got the Instagram, and obviously we've got the YouTube. Maybe we'll do something about Shadow of Colossus later. Lots of people have been kind of playing it and watching the playthroughs. So we've done the first, I think, 6 Colossi on there, walkthroughs. Right. But we'll do some tips and hints at some point as well. So just keep listening, keep watching, and
keep saying.
Yes, and thanks for listening to this. Keep sane. Wash your hands, people. Very important.
Yeah.
Bye.
No, it's me that's talking.
Brilliant. My Guy Reviews, the podcast